Hello, my name is Amy. Welcome to snowy Michigan. Thankfully, the snow this season has pretty much ended at the time of me actually chatting with you about it. Hi, if you've been here, you know that I have not been on for a little bit. The last 2 months or so have been a lot more intense than I anticipated, especially just, I think, emotionally, and I've had a really hard time feeling like I'd even know what to say really to anybody. I'm just kind of like in the experience of this major change of my life versus like I'm experiencing it, I'm feeling it, and I'm taking the action that I need to because there are time frames to a lot of this. By the way, if you're new here, my name is Amy. Welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. As hard as this season has been, I'm starting to feel these little moments of possibility. You know, these moments of possibility of what's ahead and what led me to make the decisions that brought me to this moment anyway. That all felt very, very aligned with what is most authentic to me. But now I'm having the experience where those decisions are actually coming to fruition, and I'm not exactly sure what's coming after this. And that has caused a lot of the restless, kind of unsettled feelings. But I know that if I just keep showing up and following my inner guidance, that what is ahead of me is going to be just amazing and wonderful. Because if I am following my heart, I really believe that it's going to bring me to living in a place that is just like of my highest timeline. And when I say my heart, I mean my intuition, my gut, my instinct, that little quiet voice inside of me. First, before I kind of get into where I'm at now, let's go back a little bit. I'll show you kind of what I've been up to in the midst of this move. But I will admit that I definitely at some point, I didn't think to even turn a camera on or document some of this because it just became so much. So here we go. And although I don't really love to be in the winter for too long like this, it sure is beautiful. All right, well, enough of the snow. I have been packing up my house, as you know. Why are clothes the thing that I had the most of? I have donated so much, and this is after thinking that I had purged a decent amount. One of my daily meals is my oatmeal. It's just such a quick, easy way to fill myself up, especially in the winter. Although I look forward to being able to make it cold here coming up, and in place of oatmeal, I also love to do chia pudding. Join me in my basement. This used to be my little art studio space. It still technically is, but I need to go through all of this. Look at all that fabric. I did have an Etsy store, and it's just on vacation mode. I may go back to it. I may do some updates. I did paint all of these walls. They used to be like a Band-Aid pink/purple. I brought my little cacti down here to just keep me company, and they are still thriving after like 2 years. But yeah, this space was quite an event, a lot of work, and I was able to really decide what I needed and what I didn't need. And I've enjoyed a lot of creative projects down here, but I don't necessarily need all of these supplies anymore. However, if you know me personally, you may be getting some little DIY items, like these pillow covers that I sent to a family member. They are something I sell on my Etsy store, and was honestly inspired to do these mostly because of how often I love to change up the look of my space with simple things like the textiles, pillows, blankets, things like that. And as you can see, my sweet little pup there also enjoys just the cozy atmosphere down here. You know, though, when you move and you open up your boxes again, and it's been a little while, there's something that feels so, I don't know what the word is. It just feels kind of like a big hug when you get to open a box that is yours, that's familiar, that you haven't seen in a little while. And there's something about opening a box of my creative supplies and my fabrics and things that seriously just turns on like this creative spark for me. Okay, so you've kind of seen what's been going on, and now I'll catch you up a little bit on what is current in this very short term, kind of in-between moment. I will be staying with family for the next few weeks. I have a couple commitments locally at the end of April and the very first weekend in May. So it feels easier to just kind of stay close by for those. I may do some short trips, maybe some weekend or a week or two here or there. I haven't quite decided. That has a little bit to do with just some other to-dos that I need to take care of first. As hard as it's been to get to this point, having the boundary of a date of when I had to actually start, when I had to leave my home, has been really significant in this process, because there's a part of me that would have just waited as long as I could, and I've kind of already done that. Yet I know that there is something else in me gently pulling me forward. I'm in a place right now where when I look back, I will remember how uncomfortable I was and how challenging this was, and how it felt so hard to see what the next step was. That is how I feel right now. It's really hard to be in this transition place, to not have my own space, to feel like there are so many unknowns. And that's not to say I'm not grateful that I have this. I am completely grateful, but there's still the element of like how massive this change is for me as well, and just how, you know, there is a grieving as well that's happening right now for so many reasons. But I also feel so present and conscious of the fact that this is a part of the process. This is a part of my growth and continuing along the path to be in my highest alignment. I honestly think that life is not about not feeling these hard struggles. It's about feeling them, but knowing what your soul is calling you to and following that, no matter how hard or uncomfortable or challenging it might be in the transition. And I think sometimes it is so hard because we have to remove the aspects that are no longer in that alignment for us, and there is a detachment that happens. And part of us growing is allowing ourselves to feel and experience these things. And so that is where I'm at the moment, and I'm really looking forward to these commitments that I have coming up. But after that, my plan is to know where my next stop is going to be come May. And so that's something I need to secure now. It is on my list for this week as well. But I'm feeling like if I just take this next simple step forward of doing more of a midterm commitment somewhere, that will really help me to get a better feeling for what's next. I'm already feeling that, not being in my own home anymore and transitioning in this in-between place, like that's really helped me to take a little more action on these other things that have felt really hard to take action on. I will keep you updated, and the fact that I'm just feeling a little more energy movement and kind of that feeling of hope and excitement for what's ahead is making it easier to connect and be able to put words to what I'm feeling. I really go by this phrase, more will be revealed, and it's just this piece of wisdom that is a reminder to me that whatever I need to know will be revealed to me when it's time, when I need to know. And I know that right now I'm just in this funny transition portal space where it's very much about trusting and a little bit of a free fall and full surrender, although I definitely am not fully surrendered 100% of the time. I'm very much just taking action on these micro steps as well, and that's all I can do sometimes. Like today I'm working, I'm dressed to go for a run later on. Sometimes it's just doing those basic things that can make such a difference and really just help me. And personally, being outside in nature and running, I never listen to music. It's an opportunity for me to really connect and kind of get those downloads and just tune out all of the noise. I'd love to hear from you. How are you? What is something that you do when you're feeling similar to me that really helps you to just reset and be able to tune back into your internal self versus the world outside of you? Because for me, I think that's when things get a little bit loud, is when I am not going inward. Although I could be doing a little bit more of that, I also think that there are moments in life like this when we're still just not supposed to know the entire path at once. I'm grateful you're on this journey with me, and I love the idea of looking back on this in a year or 5 or 10 years and just remembering this moment, but being hopefully proud of myself for just really trusting that inner guidance and hopefully allowing it to just lead to something beautiful and fully in alignment. And I hope the same for you. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel. I'll definitely be around here more, and I'm so excited for that. And I will talk to you next time. Bye.